So Tom, you talked about gospel or good news of Suquamish. What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, if you think about the Gospels that are in our Bible, we tend to think that it's a story for all time. But I think that's a real misunderstanding of what those Gospels are. If we look at spirituality, if we look at the goal of religion, which is to help us connect with the divine in some way, we can see those stories as very particular stories, if you want pointing out instructions, if you were to use the Zen term, for a very specific community at a very specific time, in that they will use language that evokes a certain response and a certain understanding from folks. In that context, they will use language that kind of deconstructs their mental image and the patterns that are already built up there. It's a spiritual tool, but it's a very sophisticated spiritual tool to help this population open up, awaken, find that thing they call salvation, of that kind of intrinsic divinity that wants to come out through us. There were 120 really good stories like this that we know of that circulated, you know, in the aftermath of Jesus, kind of saying, here's the way our community can begin to understand what was being spoken and what was emerging here. So that's where I'm going with our church. We need a story that speaks vibrantly to our community now, using our metaphors, using our language, using our context, to help us open our hearts and our minds to new possibilities. The metaphor of shepherd is probably not going to work for us, you know. So that's what I'm talking about. And I'm inviting folks to present the metaphors and the stories that they get or they see here that help them open up their minds and their hearts.
So are you saying we should throw out the Bible?
Oh, that's a good question. No, I don't think we should throw out the Bible, because